Hey everyone, welcome back to Ashley's Kitchen, and this is homemade. Now in the last couple videos my daughters were seeing and they said, Mom, why aren't you dressed up? And I was like, who dresses up in the kitchen, right? Usually I'm always in my scrubs or in some sweatpants and tank top. So I thought of it, I was like, when would I ever be caught dead in the kitchen if I had people over and not looking good, right? So today I decided to dress like I would if I had people over for my house to eat, just like I have you guys over right now in my kitchen. So I hope you don't mind. So today we're going to be making my favorite turkey meatballs. Now they sound healthy, but these are healthy, but they're amazing, okay? There's all you have here. I got a small package of turkey, ground turkey from Walmart. Walmart is one of my favorite places to shop. Now all you have to do is put that in a bowl. And you guys, I know you can't see that well, but I'm pretty sure everybody out there can follow directions, right? So we take the turkey, see, blah, blah, okay. So we take the turkey, we put it in a bowl, and we mush it with our hands. I know that sounds really, really gross, but that's what you gotta do. You gotta get down and dirty if you're gonna cook in the kitchen. Now, I can't be seeing any of those girls and those guys out there with gloves on. Don't put gloves on. You need to get your hands in it. You need to get it all incorporated together. Oh, yes. Now we got that all mushed up. You see that? It's perfect. And don't mind me, I'm going to be back and forth to my sink over here washing my hands, because that's one of the main things you have to do when you're working with meat. Please do not cross-contaminate people. And the second thing we're going to add to our turkey meatballs is just any kind of no-name plain breadcrumbs. And make sure they're plain, because you want to add all your own taste to your food. I cook with everything plain. Nothing has ingredients in it before I put it in. So we're going to put, I'd say about, let me see, a tablespoon and a half of breadcrumbs in there. And that's right, we get to get our hands dirty again. So there's a lot of hand washing in this video. So now that we got the breadcrumbs all incorporated, we're gonna put that to the side. Now to chop our onion. Now I got a half onion here, just a yellow onion. And we're gonna slice that thinly into slices. And then we're gonna stack them back up all together again, and we're gonna chop them just into tiny little squares. Now, I like it really, really tiny, because I find it's easier when you're making meatballs, because you have to roll them all into individual meatballs. And you don't want big chunks of onion in it. So I always do a nice little chop afterwards. Now, I want to find out where all my viewers are from. So guys, leave me comments. Tell me about your favorite dishes. Tell me about things that you want me to create on my show. My specialty on this show is going to be everything about saving $1. That's right, saving $1 and making great food. I'm amazing on a budget. Well, that's what my husband says. And it's not like I cook on a budget and don't have good things on the table, because my husband and my kids, they love, well, almost everything we make. Come on now, they're kids. But I like to go around, I like to find deals on everything, and I want to show you guys out there how to do the same thing, how to make amazing full meals that you'd find in a restaurant for a good price to be able to put on your kitchen table for your family. Now this meal right here, it cost me $7 for the turkey and probably 50 cents for the onion, and then we already have ingredients. Like I told you, I was going to show you. You have to have certain ingredients in your fridge all the time, or you're going to be going out and spending money every time you want to cook. And we'll talk about that later. So, and then I have minced garlic in a jar. Now you can use fresh stuff, but this stuff saves time, and it saves, well, it just saves time, because it doesn't really save money. Garlic's not that expensive, so it saves me time. And then we also have dry oregano. I don't use some fresh spices, but not in this. I use dried oregano. And those are about the only ingredients. See, so you're learning things already. We got hardly any ingredients. What, that cost us $7, $8 to make these meatballs. And we'd also already have the breadcrumbs. And if you don't have the breadcrumbs and you have to pick it up while you're making this recipe, these are like $2 at Walmart. And you can probably go to any store near you if you don't have a Walmart near you or whatnot and get breadcrumbs. They don't have to be no name, but no name, you know, you're saving money there, and there's no difference between the no name and organic or anything like that. So I always pick up no name. Okay. So we're going to take these onions and we're going to put them in the bowl. It's already smelling good in my kitchen. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here. Well, let me see. It's 9:37 in the morning here. I'm preparing dinner for you guys, so I don't have to do as much work when the kids get home. Washing my hands again because now they smell like onions. And they make you cry. Whew, yes. Okay, so we're going to get back in there. That's right. Down and dirty. Getting all those onions incorporated. There we go. That's looking pretty good, guys. Yes, it is. Okay. Now, I never know exactly how many meatballs these make. I know it feeds a family of 4 because me, my 2 girls, and my husband, we only use 1 package of ground turkey. And the reason I'm saying use ground turkey, please don't use ground beef because it's just so heavy. We used ground beef for years, and one time they ran out of, they didn't have ground beef at the store, so we grabbed the ground turkey and we're like, oh my god, right? We don't want to use the ground turkey. Everybody's got something against something that's not red meat. But we used it and we found out that like we weren't as full. It didn't make us feel like we had this huge pasta dinner. Okay. So we got the onions incorporated. I like to mix everything really good. It makes it a lot easier when you're rolling the meatballs to have everything incorporated. Okay, guys. Now, I'm just going to take a teaspoon, just a normal teaspoon that you find in, that you have in your drawer, that you have in your drawer. Okay. We're going to do about a teaspoon and a half. And that's just the normal teaspoon that you got in your drawer. My mom growing up, she never used measuring spoons. She never used measuring cups unless she was baking. Baking, she always had to do that, but with cooking, I don't know, she always had her own way, and I seem to take it from her. That I use more of my taste buds and my eye than I do measuring spoons or measuring cups. But like I said, so that's about a teaspoon and a half if you are using measuring spoons. And incorporate it. Now I'm not getting this hand dirty. I'm going to take this hand right here. You can do it any way you want. This is just the way I'm doing it on the video. And we're going to use about the same teaspoon of ground oregano. There's something about the oregano that makes this recipe. So please, if you're going to use it and you want it to taste like the ones that I'm cooking right now, use oregano. Oh, it smells like heaven in here. Garlic and onions and oregano. Mm. Yeah, so I'm from a small town in BC called Victoria. Victoria, BC, woo, shout out people. It's beautiful here. Like we get a lot of wet weather, but the summers are amazing. We don't get snow, so if you guys don't like snow, come to Victoria. But we got floral everywhere. In the spring, all you have is trees with flowers on them. Flowers everywhere, nice green grass. It's beautiful, it is. Please come visit. I don't think I'll ever leave this place. So we got all that incorporated and we're ready to start making the meatballs. Now I did have an egg here, but it seems to me that that's to moisten your meat if you add breadcrumbs, but my meat already seems moist enough, so I'm not going to use the egg today. And I do my recipes, they're not different every time. I usually follow the same kind of recipe that I like, that I use. But sometimes I, veer off a little, just like the egg thing. So now we're going to roll our meatballs. I like to roll them in about, well, let me see, the size of like a Tim Hortons donut tin bit. A Tim Hortons tin bit. That's how we're gonna size our meatballs today. And we just roll them up. That's right. Make sure they're really nice and firm. They're not too loose, so you want to give them a good roll, because if they are too loose, they're gonna fall apart while you're frying them. Nobody wants your meatballs to fall apart. So, I just started Twitter as well, and I've had quite a few responses on Twitter that I love. A lot of people liking my tattoos. That is one of my loves is tattoos. I do have quite a few. Just go on my Twitter if you want to see them. And my Twitter is Ashley Reddy, at Ashley Reddy, Twitter. And then if you want to join my channel, guys, it's Ashley's Kitchen. Homemade, that's right, because everything I make is homemade. Okay, so we got some of those meatballs done. I don't want to do all of them because I don't want to waste your guys' time. You know, you don't need to be watching my video all day long. I'm going to come up close to the camera and I'll show you what these meatballs look like. And that one hit the floor. That's okay. Hopefully my dogs don't eat that. So those look pretty good, right? Spicy, tasty. Well, they're not spicy, but they have spices in them. And now we're going to take, I have a prepared plate here, and the plate has some more of those plain breadcrumbs. And all I did was add granulated garlic, so powdered garlic, salt, pepper, and oregano. And I mixed that up and I left it on a plate. Now we're going to take our little meatballs, see these guys, and we're going to roll them around. We're going to get them all covered in the breadcrumbs. Now this is pretty quick. I'm not too sure for you guys, but you know, it doesn't take me that long to be able to make these. You'd think it's quite the process, but as long as you have all the ingredients, not all the ingredients, but the little ingredients. So you know, you're gonna pick up the meat fresh. You're gonna pick up the onion fresh, but you wanna have granulated garlic. You wanna have minced garlic. You wanna have dried oregano. You wanna have those spices in the cupboard. I've gone to so many people's places that they don't have any spices in their cupboard. Like, oh, what are we going to cook? You know, and I bring over meat and potatoes and stuff, and then I have nothing to put on the meat and potatoes. The only thing they have in their pantry is salt. Ladies, men, teenagers, young adults, you need to get with it. You need to be keeping your spices. You need in your pantry, and you need to cook. Because otherwise, we're just going to be spending millions of dollars a day on takeout food. And who wants to do that? You're never going to be able to buy anything. So these are what the meatballs look like after, sorry, looking into the wrong side of the camera. These are what the meatballs look like after I douse them in their breadcrumbs. Very good. Okay, and then I'm going to switch over to my other camera right now, just so you guys can see me fry them, okay? So I'll see you back in a second. Hey everybody, so I told you I was going to come to my other camera to show you guys exactly what it looks like when we fry these meatballs. Meatballs! Okay, so I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil. Woo! Now, everybody thinks this stuff is so expensive, but it's not. This is something you can get no name as well. And it tastes just the same, maybe even better. Okay, so we're going to let that oil heat up. Let it get saucy. And then we got our meatballs beside us. Now, like I said, I'm not making all the meatballs right now, just so I can give you guys a quick how-to to make these. They're amazing. Yes. Now, in my videos to come, I'll be showing you guys lots of great stuff. And I decided I'm going to start uploading on Saturday and Wednesdays. So every Saturday and Wednesday at 6, if you guys want to come see my channel, please do. I would love to have a good audience to cook to. And we'll have lots of great things to talk about. Okay, and remember, I'm all about cooking on a budget. Okay, let's see. We're going to add one to see if it sizzles. Do you hear that? I hear that. It's sizzling. You guys know I love the sizzle. Okay, so we're going to add all of our meatballs. And what we're going to do is we're going to let them sizzle up. Let them get brown on the bottom before you start moving them. If you're going to start moving them before they're brown, they are going to stick to your pan and you're going to be a very unhappy chef. Do not blame that on me. Remember, I said let them brown first. You got to let them settle. So we have the meatballs browning now, and while they're browning, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from a small place in Canada, BC, and it's called Victoria, BC. Like I was telling you earlier, I love it here. I say way too much. I have two daughters, Michaela and Mackenzie. They're 5 and 9. I'm married to my beautiful husband, Dwayne. He's great to me, as long as he keeps liking my cooking. And I love cooking. When I'm not cooking, when I'm not home being a mom, I am a nurse's assistant. I took the course a couple years ago, and it's done wonders for me. I love it. There is nothing you can do more than caring for other people besides just yourself. It's so rewarding. It is. I make sure that people are happy, they feel safe, and they feel comfortable, and they're not in pain while they're at the hospital until their loved ones come or until they go home. So if anybody's even thinking ever about a career in nursing, I'd say do a nursing assistant, because you have that extra time to be able to spend with people and to be able to give them that extra care. When you're running around being an RN and a nurse, you don't have as much time to get to know your patients. And that's what I find my gift is I step in when they can't, and I get to know those patients, and I make them feel secure and at home while they're not at home. Okay, so that's a little bit about me today. Be free to tell me anything about you. Leave me comments. I'd love to get to know you guys. Go to my Twitter, Ashley at Ashley Ready on Twitter, and add me. I'll be sending posts out quite often during the day about cooking, about myself, just about everything in life. So yeah, go ahead and add me if you choose, and join my channel, subscribe, because we'll be cooking lots of fun stuff, and we can get to know each other and learn a bunch of different things. So let's get back to the cooking, okay? Now we're gonna start moving these meatballs. Now that they're browning. Oh, yes. Now I like to flip every individual meatball just so they're brown on both sides. Because what I do with my meatballs afterwards, and you can do anything with these meatballs. You can cook them all the way through and add a sauce to them. You can add a sweet and sour sauce to them after they're cooked most of the way through. But what I do with my meatballs, these ones anyways, I do make other meatballs. But with these meatballs, whew, they're not liking me right now. There we go. I like to add them to my tomato sauce and have them with spaghetti, pasta, and we even make meatball sauce with cheese, lots of cheese. So they are starting to brown. I'll show you guys there, don't worry. I know I'm being dangerous, you can see them popping, but they do look amazing. They smell amazing. And remember, that was a $7 container of ground turkey. And that feeds about a family of 4. In my next video, please stay tuned, because I'm going to be making a sauce that I put the meatballs in. So I'm only going to be cooking these partial way through, just until they're nice and golden brown, and that they're, together, that they're firm, because you want to make sure they're firm when you put them in the sauce. And that sauce is what's going to make them nice and juicy and moist, is that you cook them the rest of the way in the sauce. Well, there you have it, guys. These are my famous Italian meatballs. No, I'm not Italian. But they taste Italian, I guess. They're amazing. So hopefully you join me for my next video, and I can show you guys my sauce that I put these meatballs in. It's such an easy tomato sauce, but it tastes great. Okay, guys, have a good day. Join me for my next show. And remember to watch me at Ashley's Kitchen, homemade, every Saturday and every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I'll be uploading a new video every Wednesday and every Saturday. Other than that, watch me every day of the week if you want. Follow me, I'll follow you. Okay, have a great day. Bye.